You've probably heard the term burnout before. You're super tired, you're fatigued, you have brain fog, maybe your body physically hurts. But here's what you probably haven't heard before. Your exhaustion is not from working too hard. It's from working too hard on the wrong things. Neuroscience even shows that burnout shrinks your prefrontal cortex. This is the part of your brain that makes decisions. So in this video, let's rewire your business before it rewires your brain. Common problem number 1 is that VAs face something called decision fatigue. There's a statistic that says that assistants actually make on average 200 more decisions than regular office workers per day. And when you're making that many decisions, your brain gets tired. And unfortunately for us, we often have to ask ourselves all day long, should I reply to this email now? Which client comes first? Is this task more important than this task? It gets really overwhelming. And by the end of the day, you might find that your brain is just absolutely mush. Common problem number 2 is you may find yourself working with a client energy vampire. Not all clients drain you equally. UCLA did an exact study on this, and they identified 3 toxic types of people that spike your cortisol faster and burn you out faster. The first type is the ghost. This is the type of client who disappears on you for weeks at a time. And then when they come back, they dump so much work in your lap that you can't possibly do it all. Client type number 2 is known as the nitpicker. This is the type of person that has endless task revisions, or maybe they make you feel like none of your work is good enough. I don't know about you, but clients who make me feel like that stress me out way faster than anybody else that I work with. And client type number 3 is the scope creeper. This is the person who constantly says, can you just do this one more thing? Can you just look into this one more thing? I know you don't do this for work, but could you just try this one more thing? So how do you tackle burnout when it feels like it's almost built into the type of VA business that we run? The first is my favorite rule, and I talk about this a lot. It's called the 80-20 rule, or the Pareto Principle. What this principle generally stands for is that 80% of your income probably comes from 20% of your highest paying clients, or 80% of your stress likely comes from 20% of your clients. So the first thing you could do is apply that principle to your work. Is there a client or a number of clients who contribute to the majority of your stress? Maybe they're ghosters, maybe they're the scope creepers, whatever it is, they cause your life a living hell. Could you potentially get rid of that client? A Freelancers Union article in 2024 came out with a stat that said the VAs that did this cut down nearly 70% of their stress alone just by dropping those clients. Another thing you could try is a simple cortisol reset throughout the day. Neuroscientists actually swear by these 3 things and claim that you can reverse burnout in as little as 2 weeks. First thing you can do is take 90 seconds to breathe. It sounds so simple, but focusing on your breath, the breathing in, the feeling the air expand in your lungs and your chest and your stomach, the breathing out, even after 90 seconds, this actually resets your amygdala, which, by the way, the amygdala is the part of your brain that processes emotions, particularly anxiety. So this is a great, simple, and effective way to calm your nerves when you start to feel yourself get a little more high anxiety or a little more fatigued throughout the day. The next thing you could do is take little micro breaks. Every hour that you work, get up. Have a glass of water. Go on a walk around your block. If you have a dog, take your dog out. If you have a cat, pet your cat. Go for a light stretch. These are actually scientifically backed ways to help you feel more energized throughout your day. It helps nobody, but especially not your little burned out self, if you're simply sitting at your computer from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed. And the last thing you could try is a no screen Sunday or a no screen day 1 day per week. There was even a Stanford study that came out last year that said a 1 screen-free day regrew prefrontal cortex gray matter. So your homework this week, see if there's one cortisol reset habit that you can start using in your business, whether that's the 90-second breathing or the screen-free day a week. Thank you guys so much for watching this week's video. I hope some of these tips help you avoid burnout, and I can't wait to see you on next week's video.